There's a very specific kind of guilt you feel when you throw something away. Not about the money. You're cleaning out a closet. You pick up a guitar you haven't touched in years, or a book you swore you'd finish. I really meant to get good at this. That's the thought. Not I wasted money. Something closer to grief. Japan has had a word for exactly that feeling for 700 years, and almost nobody using it today knows what it actually means. The word is mottainai. You've probably heard it, usually explained the same shallow way. It just means don't waste things, because Japanese people respect their belongings. That's not wrong exactly. It's just missing almost everything that made the word worth keeping for 7 centuries. Here's a strange fact before we get to that. The word didn't stay a quiet Japanese idea forever. In 2005, a woman from Kenya heard it for the first time and decided the whole world needed it too. She wasn't wrong. She just wasn't given the whole word either. By the end of this, you'll know the part she never got, and it has nothing to do with recycling. Let me tell you what actually happened in 2005. Her name was Wangari Maathai, Kenyan, the first African woman ever to win the Nobel Peace Prize a year earlier, for planting over 30 million trees across her country. She was in Japan for the 10th anniversary of the Kyoto Protocol, the world's first major climate treaty. During an interview, a newspaper editor mentioned a word to her almost in passing, mottainai. He explained it the way most people still do, a word that captures reduce, reuse, recycle all in one breath. Maathai loved it instantly. She started wearing a t-shirt with the word printed across it. She said it at the United Nations. She added a 4th R to the usual 3. Not just reduce, reuse, recycle, respect. She was already closer to the real meaning than most, but even she was only getting half of it, because mottainai was never really about objects. The word comes from mottai, an old Buddhist term for the true, essential worth of something. Add nai, a negation, and you get something closer to let that worth go unrecognized. Not, don't throw this away, closer to something valuable is being treated as if it never had value at all. And here's the part almost every modern explanation quietly drops. That something was never limited to objects. It was effort. It was time. It was the version of yourself who bought the guitar, meaning every word of it. Imagine someone named Lynn. Lynn has a drawer full of things like this: a language app she used for 11 days, a half-finished business plan, a gym membership she still pays for. Every time she sees them, the same voice shows up. I'm so bad at finishing things. She's not wrong that she stopped, but she's wrong about what the guilt is actually about. She's been treating it like a waste of money, a waste of a Tuesday, a waste of storage space in a drawer. There was one evening, nothing special about it, just a Sunday she'd set aside to finally deal with that drawer, when Lynn sat on the floor with all of it spread out in front of her. The language app's welcome screen, still open on her phone from months ago. The business plan, printed, 1 page covered in her own handwriting. A gym tag, still on its keychain. Her hand went to the trash bag first. That was the plan. Clear it out. Stop looking at proof of everything she'd quit. She picked up the printed business plan, and she almost threw it in without looking at it again. Then she actually read the page in her handwriting. It wasn't bad. Some of it was good, actually, an idea she'd forgotten she'd had, written with more energy than she remembered feeling in a long time. She sat there for a moment, not sure what to do with that. This is where mottainai, understood properly, would ask a different question than the one she was asking. Not, did you waste this, but did you let something real, the effort you gave, the hope you had, go unrecognized just because it didn't end the way you planned? The 11 days Lynn studied that language actually happened. She really did learn some of it. That didn't stop being true just because day 12 never came. The page in her hand had real thinking in it, whether or not the business ever existed. The old idea was never asking her to finish everything she starts. It was asking her to stop treating unfinished as identical to worthless. So she tried something, right there on the floor, feeling a little foolish about it. She held the page up and said 1 sentence out loud to no one in particular. This mattered while it lasted. Nothing dramatic happened. The room didn't feel different. But she noticed she wasn't gripping the page anymore. She put it in the recycling, not the trash. A small, almost meaningless distinction, except that it wasn't, not to her. She did the same with the gym tag, the same with closing the language app, this time actually deleting it, actually saying the sentence first. It became a small habit after that, not a rule, just something she did now, before letting anything go. The sentence first, then the letting go, in that order, never the other way around. I still think about Wangari Maathai sometimes. Not the t-shirt, not the United Nations, just a woman hearing one word for the first time in a language not her own, and knowing immediately it mattered. She gave the world 3/4 of it. Reduce, reuse, recycle, respect. Maybe the last quarter was always ours to find on our own. Not a rule about your closet, a question about everything you've ever tried and didn't finish and quietly decided to be ashamed of. It mattered while it lasted. Perhaps that was never something Japan invented. Perhaps it's something Japan simply refused to forget.